Hey there, everyone. I'm Ashley Bullington, and this is the Campfire. Today, we are going to dig into the last of our 5A Division I districts, and that would be 7 5A Division I. After realignment, this district consists of Forney, Lancaster, Longview, Lufkin, McKinney North, North Mesquite, Tyler, and West Mesquite. Unlike other 5A Division I districts, this one only consists of 8 teams, but there certainly will be some travel involved. Let's start things off by analyzing these teams in our film session. Let's start with the Lobos of Longview. They finished last year 4-2 in district play, but still have one of the most dangerous receivers in the state in Jalen Hale. The Lobos lost 4 games overall, and 2 of them were to Denton Ryan. Longview should be a strong contender, and with the defensive newcomer of the year, Willie Nelson, returning, the Lobos should be on the playoff road again. Lancaster will be glad to be out of their previous district where they rolled through the competition with ease. However, it didn't toughen them up for playoffs as they only went 2 rounds deep last year. The Tigers invite the Lacey brothers from Nolan Catholic onto the roster this year. McKinney North should be an offensive machine yet again this year. Offensive newcomer of the year, Colin Hitchcock, has plenty of weapons to help the Bulldogs move the chains. And Forney moves up from Division II to I. From 2015 until last year, the Jackrabbits were overlooked and just had 11 total wins. In comes Jeff Fleener as the Forney head coach, and they went 7-4 with a playoff spot. The Jackrabbits now have their fan base's total support and will look to be in the postseason again. North Mesquite moves down from 6A, where they lost 9 straight games to end the season last year. West Mesquite is in a similar spot as they went winless in the district as well. DFW teams will also get a push from Lufkin and Tyler this year as they will contend for the playoffs. A lot of big-time offenses in this district, so scoreboard operators, beware. All right, let's dig even deeper into 7 5A Division I as we bring in our Inside High School Sports Insider, Matt Diggs, along with producer Ward Fasold, with our district breakdown.
It's district breakdown time, 7 5A Division I. There's our insider, Matt Diggs, and we are talking about an 18 district, not a 9-team district. And there's one team that just doesn't seem to belong in this district. I mean, how did McKinney North get in with all these East DFW and East Texas teams?
You talk about McKinney North, and I'm excited about McKinney North. They got the district newcomer of the year from last year in this district coming back, and Colin Hitchcock. I think they're going to be very good this year. But again, very good in this district. I think they're going to be a playoff team, but I think they're going to have to fight because this district has such parity, and I'm other than the top. But I'm very curious about the middle of this district more than the top of this district because I think there are some fascinating storylines from 2 to 7 and maybe even from 3 to 7.
I'm eager to hear your exact numbers for 1 through 8. Go ahead, hit me with it.
Okay, I got Longview number 1, Lancaster number 2, Forney number 3, McKinney North number 4, and that is a bit of a shocker. I'm a big fan of Coach Fleener, so I'm going to put Forney over McKinney North. I've got Tyler high 5, Lufkin 6, North Mesquite 7, West Mesquite 8. But again, I think from 3 to 7, you could see all kinds of flipping in there. You might see one of those 3 and 4 kind of things where you got 4 teams all tied at 3 and 4 in those spots for the last playoff spot. So I think it's going to be very competitive. So if you hear me say North Mesquite 7, it doesn't mean I think you're that far out of the playoffs. And me saying Forney 3, I don't think Forney is a guaranteed playoff team in this district at all.
All right, thanks for joining me, Diggsy. We'll talk to you next week.
See you down the road.
I know you want to hear more from Diggsy and Wiz, and you're in luck. We will have their entire conversation on this district on our social media platforms this Wednesday. Now, let's take a look at some of the athletes you should keep an eye on in this district and our players on the rise. The most dangerous player in the district could be Longview wide receiver Jalen Hale. The senior is the 7th best ranked wideout in the country and led the Lobos with 50 catches for 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns. For his career, he already has 96 catches and 27 touchdowns, and he still has one more year left to go. Hale has offers from most of the Power 5 teams, but most feel Oklahoma has the inside track on this 4-star receiver. Another big-time receiver in this district is North Mesquite's Cordell Russell. He's got 55 career receptions for almost 900 yards and 10 touchdowns. At 6'2", Russell still has a muscular frame that leaves him room to grow at the next level. Speaking of which, Cordell has offers from Baylor, Indiana, Colorado, but most think Texas Tech might be his landing spot. McKinney North's Corbin Hendricks would like to throw his hat in the ring as the district's best receiver. He's caught 46 balls for 736 yards and 7 touchdowns as he landed a spot on the first-team All-District list. Hendricks is a tall and fast receiver with good hands and the Bulldogs' red zone threat. He's a track star as well, so look for his speed to be utilized in the McKinney North offense. At the running back position, Lancaster's Kewan Lacey will be one to look out for in 2022. Lacey transferred from Nolan Catholic, where he ran for 1,350 yards and 13 touchdowns. Lacey is just a junior, so he has 2 years to cause havoc in the Weibo backfield. Kewan has offers from Tennessee, North Texas, and SMU, amongst others. There's some serious athletic talent in this district, but to get the most of that talent, you need great coaches. Award Fasold caught up with Forney head coach Jeff Fleener to talk about his Jackrabbits and the rest of the district and our Media Day segment.
All right, it's Media Day, 7-5A Division I, and we are talking with Forney head coach Jeff Fleener. Coach, you guys have moved up from Division II to Division I, so got all new district foes in there. You got some travel involved, but so you move away from Ennis, but you get thrown in there with Longview and the Lancasters of the world. So talk to me about your new district and what challenges you may face.
I'll tell you what, after looking at it, I wasn't so sure I wanted to call my AD and say, hey, maybe we should just opt up to 6A, with North Forney, because I don't know if I expected to go all the way from Lufkin to McKinney North, but we got thrown in there with some big dogs, and it's been a real eye-opener and message that we could tell our kids all off season is Ennis, obviously great team. They've played them the last few years. I said, but I said those East Texas guys are something different. This was my 20th year of coaching. I was thinking back, I've coached against Longview 9 times, and that is always a dogfight. You got the speed of Lancaster. I don't know a ton about them. Coach Gilbert and I were great friends, and gotten to know Coach Paul a little bit since he's been over there. But obviously, him coming over from Duncanville, he's been a part of some big time programs. And then, I know the Mesquite guys with Frank at West and Tim over at North, and from my times over there at Mesquite High, and know that they're 2 great coaches. Those teams are both going to be well coached and extremely tough. And then you got Coach Fetchy up there at McKinney North, and man, they've been consistently good year in and year out for a long time, and it's going to be an interesting district. There is not a single, this week we could maybe just take a breath for a second. I mean, week in and week out, it's going to be a dogfight, and I think the most important thing we did at our first meeting was figure out those tiebreakers, because I think it's a situation where we're all just going to beat each other up.
Hey, I appreciate it, Coach. Good luck this coming season, and thanks for joining me.
Always enjoy it. Always appreciate what you guys do for us over there, but don't give Diggs too much credit yet, all right? Make sure you make him work over there.
No doubt. I appreciate it.
Coach Fleener is one of my favorite coaches in the Metroplex, so thanks for coming on with us. We will post the whole interview on our social media this Friday, so check that out. That's going to do it for this week's show, and that's going to do it for 5A Division I as well. Next week, we will work our way to 5A Division II. We start with 3-5A, where perennial 4A power Argyle is dipping their toes into a new classification. You can keep up with everything on the high school football scene on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube accounts. Until next time, I am Ashley Billington, and thank you so much for watching Campfire.